of dementia, Alzheimer's is the most common subtype. That's like half. And then there are other subtypes. Frontotemporal dementia is one of the other subtypes. And you can distinguish it from Alzheimer's once you know someone's met criteria for dementia, because the symptoms of frontotemporal dementia are different from those of Alzheimer's and the other types of dementia. There's several different forms. Most people lump them into three forms. One is a progressive aphasia, where people lose the ability, aphasia is the ability to talk. They lose the ability to speak language. So they most commonly lose the ability to speak, and then later write, and there are others that will lose the ability to understand the meaning of words. So that's one subtype where a person is fine and where the Alzheimer patient will start losing memory. They can't remember, what they just did, or three words or something like that. The patient with the language form of frontotemporal dementia will lose access to language and words. So that's one subtype. Then there's a behavioral subtype, which is just a deterioration of personality. That's a tough subtype to deal with. And it is, there are a wide variety of symptoms that the people get, but it's just a big personality change. Some people get very just apathetic and they kind of turn into a lump, and others get disinhibited and they cause a lot of trouble. They get into legal problems and behavior, because frontotemporal dementia is a loss of the frontal and temporal lobes, the front half of the brain, basically. And the frontal lobe is what makes you inhibit impulses. Okay. So you lose that ability to inhibit impulses with this behavioral form of frontotemporal dementia. You'd rather be out skiing than in here talking to me today, maybe. Your frontal lobe say, no, we have to get this done today, maybe night skiing, or something like that. You can, but the patient with frontotemporal dementia, they lose that ability. They blow out of the house. They drive recklessly. They have a lot of fun. They do whatever they want. They spend the money. They have the affair. They cause all sorts of legal and social problems. And that's the behavioral one. So we had the language one, the behavioral, and the third is what we call dysexecutive. The person, they just kind of mess everything up. Executive function is it's almost intuitive what you need to plan, organize, maintain goal-directed behavior, sequence things, and just get the job done. And they sort of lose the ability to do that, so they lose their problem-solving ability, and just they'll start something and they just mess everything up, basically. So those are really the three big subtypes of frontotemporal dementia.